So, let's review another Doom game. So, it's been a bit since I've even really covered any of these games. So, this is going to be a review of the base game of Doom, so none of the expansions will be covered in this video. I will, of course, be covering them at a later date. So, let's just get into this one and take a look at arguably what is one of the more controversial entries. Now, this one, as far as I know, isn't really connected to any of the other games, which is a bit sad, but overall, it's still a really good Doom game. Yeah, this one was a bit controversial and a bit divisive because it went away with what made the earlier games so iconic, as those games were pretty much just run and gun. This one is more focused on survival horror, which, you know, I definitely do get that it can cause a shift in, you know, that it can cause a bit of a uh, shift when it comes to opinion of this game. But overall, I do think this game is really good. It unfortunately took me a bit to really get into this one because I originally had it in 2022, but never really tried it until early 2025. In fact, this was one of the first games of this year I've played, and we're not gonna lie, this was actually one of the best games we played this year, and it's kind of sad that we slept on it for so long. Overall, this one was pretty fun. We really did love the story for this one. We loved the new demons, along with the returning demons. And of course, the atmosphere of this game was generally really good. The first few games, well, they have a spooky atmosphere, and, you know, like, there's definitely tension, but most of the tension feels that, most of the tension just doesn't really feel like it's going to overwhelm you. Because, well, you have a lot of guns to deal with these things, and you kill them in cool ways. But with this game, you're just an ordinary Marine, and you don't know what's going to be around a corner when you turn, which does make this game a bit more pulse stopping compared to other ones, which is something we do like. Then, of course, what about enemies in this game? Well, the enemies in this game are honestly really good. Personally, the best ones are, of course, the imps, the zombie men, and, of course, the cyber demon. There's also a few new enemies in this game that were generally really good too, and there's some really cool boss fights in this game. And the hell levels were pretty fun too, and kind of tough, especially fighting against some of the stronger enemies. Overall, Doom 3 is a special game. Well, it's not the running and gunning game that people probably would have been expecting at this point with the Doom series. It's generally a really interesting game, and it did show, just how far they could take the Doom IP. Unfortunately, this would be the last mainline Doom, at least up until 2016. While there were various add-ons and other releases during this time, there wasn't really much of a mainline game until Doom 16. Obviously, that one, I don't know when I'll look at, but as of now, I have completed Eternal and have started a bit of the Dark Ages, so of course, we'll be waiting a bit before we really cover those ones. But my final thoughts on Doom 3 is, well, I feel like people should play this one. It's an excellent horror game, and, did well with the change in genre. And overall, it was a pretty fun entry with really not too many flaws. And of course, we'll be checking out more of it along with the 2 expansions at a later time. So until then, thank you all for watching, have a wonderful day, and we'll of course be back with more videos in the future. Goodbye.